So we're back to doing Pilates again. Sorry for the slight delay in the video. I've started working for the NHS in Maidstone Hospital, so there still will be a weekly video, but it just might not be exactly on the same day every week. So I'm just juggling shifts and recording some videos. So today we're going to practice advanced movements. Now in my classes and the ones that we've already recorded, there's been a slight mixture, beginner, medium and then advanced. Today we're going to try the exercises that we don't always do in class. As I said, if they're ones that you struggle with, I will always talk about modifications, but we're just going to give about 4 of the most advanced exercises in the Pilates in which I trained in. It will be about a 30-minute video, so give it a go, and if you have any questions, just write a comment below in the YouTube channel. So, first of all, we're going to start in a starting position. So, feet together, relax your arms, turn your toes out and your heels out. Nice soft knees, arms down by your sides. Really open up through that collarbone and just practice your pelvic tilts, just trying to find that neutral. Hopefully we're starting to find it a little bit easier now that we're on sort of week 5 and 6. Then relax your ribs down, really try and press them down. Just tuck the chin in slightly. So we're just going to start with 5 simple roll downs. So trying to keep that pelvis engaged throughout these exercises, but also trying to draw up through that pelvic floor. Pop your hands onto your thighs, starting with your neck. Think about each vertebra, that you're slowly peeling it one by one. And you're going to slowly peel forward and just slide each vertebra one by one. So keep those knees slightly bent and relaxed. Reach down as far as you can, relax the head down, and then peel back up one at a time. Really keep that pelvic floor engaged, drawing up as if you were stopping trying to go to the toilet. Bring the shoulders up, relax and down. Now you can always check your position every time you go to do a roll down. So just make sure your knees relaxed, pelvic in the middle, ribs relaxed. Start again. Peel one at a time. And really think about your breathing. Take some nice deep breaths in and out. Just try and zone out from everything that you've been doing. Obviously a lot of people have been sat at home staring at computer screens or attempting to teach their children school stuff. So just take this half an hour. Try and turn off everything that's loud. Pop yourself in a room where there's no one else and just give this practice a little go. So 2 more to go. Just really try and wake the body up. And see if how them hamstrings are feeling. Are they feeling particularly tight? I know I haven't practiced for 2 weeks now, so certainly things are feeling a little bit creaky. And going from a very active job to now sitting at a desk 24/7, I certainly sympathise with everybody. So once you've done your 5, relax the legs again. We're going to do a mermaid in standing. So soften the knees, open the collarbones. You're going to reach your left arm up towards the sky. As you do, soften the knees and just bend slightly over to the right. And bring yourself back, lower the arm. Same again on the right side. Lift the right arm up, soften the knees and just bend and reach. So we're trying to reach up and then it's a slight bend forward. So you're not leaning forward or backwards. You should be as if you're in 2 panes of glass, just side bending. So you'll feel a nice stretch here and back again. So we're going to do 5 on each. So this is number 2. Really stretch. And back. You might find one side is definitely tighter than the other. Just lean. As if you're doing a slow motion wave. That's what it kind of looks like. And up. And back up. So you will find each time you do it, you probably will be able to reach that little bit further. So as I start to warm up, I can tilt side bend a little bit further than I could before. 2 more to go. So deep breath in. Exhale as you float over. Inhale. And then exhale as you come back. So try it on the right side. So inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Last one on either side. Lift up, inhale. Exhale to float. Inhale and hold. And then exhale to float back up. Last time on the right side. So up. Good. So now we're going to take a wide stance. So a bit like the squat position that we've done, but take it even wider. Try and keep your feet facing forward if you can. Now at this point, if I stand this way, you'll find that we'll all want to extend our backs. So when you're standing, really tuck underneath, tuck the pelvis in. You'll sort of feel your back flatten slightly, and then ribs tuck in as well. Okay, so you will feel that at this point your core's engaged and your glutes will be as well. So nice wide stance, tilt that pelvis, then you're going to bend from the hips. We've done this exercise before, so you're going to bend forward. So just a tilt from the hips until you reach at 90 degrees. So in this position. Now at this point you might want to sit back onto your heels, so really try and drive forward slightly, as if you imagine you've got 50% of your weight on the ball of your foot and 50% onto the heel. Then pop your hands in front. Now if you can't reach the floor, you can either use a ball or you can stack up some pillows, whatever you've got at home. Just bend the knees ever so slightly because you don't want to lock them out. Then you're going to take your left arm, follow with your eyes, and you're just going to rotate. See if you can get into a straight line and back. Now the key is, when you lift your arms up, your weight should not shift. So you want to maintain this. So as you go up, you don't want to be doing this either side. This is your stable ground. So same again with the left. And back. So deep breath in. Exhale as you float. Inhale and exhale back down. And again. And back. Now if you find that you want to do a couple more of the exercises than I'm doing, just pause the video and just do a couple more. Good. Last one on this side. And back. Now, holding here, I want you to move your heels to toes, heels to toes, heels to toes until you're shoulder width apart. Then keeping the knees nice and soft, just hover onto the floor. So we call this a forward fold. Then you're going to take your hands, so a bit like into a bear walk, just move forward. Without moving those hips, keep them nice and still. Then we're going to plank just for 15 seconds. Drop that pelvis, knee, elbow slightly bent. Keep holding, nice deep breaths. I'm not counting, I have forgotten. Good. Slightly bend the knees, walk yourself back up. Back into that forward fold position. Then straighten the knees and just roll yourself up to halfway. So you'll just feel a little bit of a hamstring stretch. And then fold back down, bend the knees back to the floor. Relax the head down, let it dangle. Then again, back up to halfway, slowly straighten the legs. Keep the back nice and flat. And then forward fold again. Now we're going to go back into another plank, and I'm going to count to 15 seconds this time. So, into your bear walk, keep your pelvis nice and still. Walk forward. Pelvis engaged, draw out through that pelvic floor. 5 seconds to go. Good. Then bend the knees slightly, walk yourself back up. Nice relaxed knees, fold, and then just gently roll yourself back up. Good. Give your legs a little shake. So one last thing is we're just going to warm up our ankle joints and our calf muscles. So we basically call this the walking stance. So same position, always when you're standing, shoulder width apart, pelvis engaged, pelvic floor, open up your collarbones. So what I want you to do is go onto each toe. I'm a bit wobbly on my toes today. Then drop your left heel. So at the moment you should have your left leg straight with your heel on the floor, and then your right knee bent with just onto the ball of your toes. So what you're going to do is alternate. So it takes a little while to get the hang of it. So as I drop the right, the left comes up. So as you drop the left, the right comes up. Okay, so just give that a go. Just try and get your head around lifting up. I find it's easier if you start on tiptoes, then drop one heel, and then you can slowly move. So just do 5 on each side, just trying to warm up the ankle joints. Don't forget about your pelvis. The whole point of Pilates is working on the core, creating movements the most effectively while using our abdominal muscles. Now what you can see as I do this is my knees aren't going inwards. If you've got a bit of weakness in your knees, you will find that as you walk, you'll sort of scuff. So if that's the case, ball or pillow in between, and you can do exactly the same exercise, but with the ball in the middle. It does help engage those inner thigh muscles as well. Now, just for an extra challenge, we're going to try and do opposite arm to opposite leg. So as my right leg is down, my left arm is up. Now as you switch, so every time the leg is down, the opposite arm should float upwards. So nice and slowly. So as you move, so does the arms. So as you get to 90 degrees here, you'll probably find you're on your tiptoes, and then you can switch. So just 3 more. Let's try and speed it up. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Good. Give your arms a nice good shake. So we're going to start onto our Pilates section now. So what you need to do is be lying onto your back, and you need a small rolled up towel or a Pilates pillow if you have it. Coming to lie onto our backs, we're going to start with a 1 leg circle. So 1 inch pillow behind, onto your backs. So first of all, let's just make sure that we're in the correct position again. So feet together, bring your toes out and your heels out. Just rock the pelvis back and forward until you find that neutral position. Draw up through the pelvis floor. Sink those ribs into the back of your mat and open those collarbones as wide as possible. And just tuck the chin in slightly. Now for this exercise there are modifications depending on how your hamstrings are. So I will show you how to do it, and then I'll apply the modifications to show those that just need a little bit of change. So you're going to extend your right leg, and you're going to point your toe as if we've got ballerina toes. Now as we extend that leg, you will find your body wants to just tilt forward. So this is where the pelvic control comes in. So sink back, engage here. You should feel some tightenings through your abdominal muscles. Now with your left leg, you're going to extend it up. Point the toe. Now you'll find that I have very tight hamstrings, so I cannot get my foot up high. So if you need a slight bend in it, that's absolutely fine. If you can, fully extend. Now we're looking at the leg to be at about 70 degrees. So 90 is here, nice and straight, 70 is about here. Then all we're going to do is we're going to do 6 circles clockwise, and then we're going to do put the leg down and repeat on the other side. Now those that are wanting modifications, you can use a scarf or a TheraBand. Wrap it round your leg and just help guide. So just a simple guide. Or if you need to, you can bend the other leg if it's a little bit too harsh on your lower back, okay? But the idea is this is extended if you can. So, bringing this left leg up into a tabletop position. Is everything still nice and controlled? Now try and extend the left leg. Is everything still tight? You haven't lost it. So, 6 in a clockwise position. Imagine there is a pen on your toe. This needs to stay as still as possible, and it's just your hip joint moving. 3, 4, 5, 6. Tabletop position, leg down. Switch legs. Extend the right. Extend the left, sorry. Then right leg up into tabletop position. Now if you find that you're wobbling all over the place, I find holding my hips just to guide me. If you want, you can try with your arms down by the sides. So, key is not to roll. It all comes from your control that you have in your abdomen. So, leg out straight. This one certainly doesn't straight very well. So, 6. Off we go. 1, 2. Now they don't have to be big circles. 3, 4, 5, 6. Tabletop and down. Okay, just relax a minute. Then same again on the other side again, but we're going to go the opposite direction. So leg up to tabletop position, gauge through the pelvis, straighten the leg. So whichever way you went last time, go the other way. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you will find probably one isn't as smooth as the other. Tabletop and down. Now for those that want to make it a lot trickier, you can use a slightly deflated ball. You can pop it underneath your pelvis, still straighten the other leg, leg straight, and then do the same exercise. It just creates a little bit of destabilisation through here. You then don't want to grip here. For those that don't want to do that, same again, but we're going to go the other way. So tabletop position, leg extended. Go the opposite way to you went. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Tabletop and down. Legs extended. Keeping the pelvis still engaged, bring up the left leg and just give it a squeeze. We're going to hold that just for 10 seconds. Relax the shoulders. Okay, heel down, slide the leg out straight. Then repeat on the right side. Keep the toes pointed, pelvis engaged. Relax the shoulders. Good. So now you need to come onto your side. And at this point you don't need the pillow. So we're going to do a side lying kick. Now if your floor is a little bit hard, towel or pillow underneath your hip, or you can fold it up and put it by your arm. If not, arm out extended, rest your head. I am going to use the pillow just here. So in this position, when we taught you before, it's all about this little gap here. So think about your top hip, draw it down, tuck underneath so your glutes engage, and it creates a little mouse hole in this position here. So really think about engaging here. As I said, your glutes will be engaged if your pelvis is in the right position. So we're going to do a side kick, level, if I remember, level 3. So we're going to do 8 on either side. So you're going to lift up this top hip, arm on the top of the hip, So point the toes, lift the top hip. So it should now be in the same as hip height. Then you're going to float the leg forward, float the leg back, and then return to the middle. So it's not big movements, it's just a simple float forward, float back, back to the middle. So we're going to do that 8 times. So it's a bit like as if you were in a swimming pool when you were floating the foot. So lift the leg up, float forward, float backwards, and back to the middle. Keeping this engaged. Is the mouse hole still there? If you find yourself a bit wobbly, it's alright to pop the hand on a slight cradle at the front. Just make sure you don't rely on it too much. So try and do 8 just in a row, keeping it at hip height every time. So if you sort of inhale as you start to move, then exhale. So think inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. So you should start to feel a little bit of working through the glutes, bit into the hamstring. So just try the different alternatives with the hand. Oh, I'm wobbling today. Good, and when you've done 8, bring the leg forward and just give it a rub. Good, back again, straight 8. So 1, 2. Try and maintain the hip at hip height every time. If you want to make it a little bit harder, you can tie the TheraBand in 2 loops, attach one to either foot, and then you'll pull against it. I particularly find this difficult, I must admit. Good. When you've done 8, forward and rub. So, staying on the same side, we're now going to come into a side bend level 1. So, to start off with, you need to be onto your right arm, so it's at a nice 90 degrees. Then you're going to bend your feet together, okay? Then all we're going to do is we're going to lift up this top hip. So I'm going to show you how to do it first, and then we'll break it down into the exercise. So it's coming up, so it's not straight, it's up and forward. So you'd be in a nice straight line, up and forward, but pelvic still tucked, so it's not an extend, it's tuck underneath. And as you tuck, you're going to straighten your arm, and then you come back down, okay? So the movement is and down, okay? So start in this position, we're going to do 5. So it's a really big reaching up, okay? Think of a side bend. So resting on the arm, hand, it's a simultaneous movement. So you're going to really push up with your hip, but really think about tucking that pelvis under. So when you're ready, we're going to do nice 5. So try first of all with the movement. So up, extend, and down, okay? So when you're ready, let's do 5. 1, and down. Got a slippery mat. And 2. Draw those pelvis forward and down. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. 2 to go. And down. 1 to go. And down. Good, so that's working this muscle here. So you can just take a nice big breather. Whew, that's a bit worn out. So, in that position we've done a lot of side lying. So we're going to do 5 more of those, but just take a minute for everything just to calm down, because it's a lot bending on your shoulder. So when you're ready, the same position, keep those feet bent, and we're going to basically push forward towards the mat. That's the idea. So onto your arm again, here. Think about really reaching for something above. So drive the hips up and extend and down. So it's a swift movement. And down. So keep those knees bent. I keep slipping forward on my mat. Pelvic control. Don't let go of it. And I've lost count, so one more for luck. And down. Good. Sit yourself up, give you a minute. So our next one that we're going to go into, our last exercise, is called a teaser, level 1. And then what we'll do is we'll repeat the side lying exercises on the other side. So you're going to start off in a laying down position. Pop the pillow underneath your head if you've got one around. Then set yourself up, make sure everything's in the correct starting position. Your arms are going to be above your head, 90 degrees. And the idea is we're going to fold ourselves up. So you don't want your knees tucked in too much because you won't get very far. So knees in front, slight gap in between. So if you find that your knees go in and out, pop a ball in the middle. So arms up. You're going to start with your head, and I'll do it first, nice slow. Up and up. So as you come up here, it's extend, reach up, and then it's back down. So at all times, your arms are above your head. So when you're ready, we're going to do 5 of these. So arms above your head. Really think about using your core to drive yourself up. Keep your hands above your head and back down. 4 more. And down. Good. 1 more. And good. Relax. Now, just while relaxing, I'll talk you through a few things. So, if you want to make it harder, loop the TheraBand around. Hold it as you go up and down. You can also loop it around your knees if you find your knees go in and out. You can practice with a ball on your feet. Create a bit more wobbleness as you draw yourself back up. Some people might like to do this with weights in their hands. There's loads of modifications if you want to alternate it ever so slightly. Now you will hear my hips clicking during this. A lot of you might find that your hips do click, so you can extend your legs a little bit further. Sometimes it's to do with how tight your upper legs are, so you'll feel a bit of a click here. So let's try and do 5 more. So arms at 90 degrees, nice and extended. Really think about reaching those fingertips up. Then in your own time, we're going to do 5 again. So take a nice inhale as you start, exhale as you bring yourself up, inhale and hold, and then exhale and rock yourself back down. So when you're ready, it's number 1. So extend and back down. So it's all about control, not flopping on the floor. And again, you start to tire a little bit, but as I said, you can pause the video and do it at your own time. And down. Good. And relax. Stretch your legs out, stretch your arms out, and just relax yourself there for a minute. That's a tough one, that one. Good. So in your own time, when you're ready, just flip yourself over onto your other side. So remember what side you did sideline before. Now we're going to come onto the other side. So we're going to start with our side kicks. So pillow if you need underneath your hips, arm extended. I'm going to use a fold up towel. Push that top hip, create that small little mouse hole. So you're going to hover the leg up to hip height, and then it's a simple forward, then extend, and then back to the middle. Now when you extend, you do not want your back to also extend, so it's not that movement, it's this stays like a brace and it's just your leg that moves. Now you'll find your hip won't go as far, that's absolutely fine, that's all to do with anatomy, not because you can't move your leg back. So when you're ready, you're going to do 8 on this side. Hand hold either here, or if you can, hand hold here. Hip height, off you go. So inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Good. Keep it hip height. So 8 if you can. Should feel a bit of burning through your glute muscles on the side of your hip. Really keep that pelvis engaged. When you've done 8, relax, bring the leg forward, give it a rub. So we're going to go straight into another 8. So set yourself up, draw the top hip down, relax the ribs. 8, off you go. Up at hip height, extend and flex the hip. So the knee stays completely extended. Some people do like to do a point of the toe, flex of the toe, point of the toe, flex of the toe, if you want to add a bit of ankle movement into there. Or you can just keep a simple point. Good, when you've done 8, rub. So we're going to go straight into our side bend on this side. So bring yourself up onto your arm. Now I'm particularly weak on this shoulder, so you might not need to be able to do 5 at a time. Pause the video, take your time. One perk of not being in class is I'm not spying on you all, so just take it at your own pace. So down onto your arm. Really think about, have you got the thing to come up and into? So it's not just up, it's up and forward. Really using this part of these muscles. As you come up, you'll feel them engage, okay? So we're going to do 5. Think about the swift with the arm. Get in the right position. If it's sore on here, remember you can always use a towel. So 1 and up, and down, and 2, and down, and 3, and down, 4, 5, and down. Good, come off the arm, just give it a bit of a shake. Okay, when you're ready, we're going to go into 5 more. If you need to readjust your legs after each one, that's fine. My mat's a little slippery, so I find myself shifting forward. So just readjust where you need to. Make sure that we're doing it exactly how it's meant to be to get the most out of it. So really tuck the pelvis under, really strong base through here and your elbow. Any elbow problems, cushion underneath. If you have any questions on any of these modifications I haven't mentioned, just give me a message and I can tweak it for you. So arm here, nice bent knees, draw up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and down. Good. So come into a sitting position. Just take some nice deep breaths. Then just tilt your left elbow to the floor and just reach with your right arm. Try and keep both your sitting bones on the floor. And just a nice stretch. And bring yourself up nice and slowly. Repeat on the other side. Sitting bones, try and keep them on. If you find that you struggle, you can prop yourself on some blocks. Really try and extend through that elbow. And the other side. Good. One more. This is called mermaid in sitting, so similar to the one that we did when we were standing. Good. Bring yourself up. Extend your right leg, cross your left leg over. Grab your right hand and pop it on your left knee, other arm behind, and just stretch. So just hold that for 10 seconds. Good. And then swap. Good, and back to the middle. So you're going to extend your right leg, your left leg, sorry, and then bend in the other one, tuck it in. So this leg should be nice and straight. Said you can pop blocks underneath if you struggle to sit. Then try and twist your body so it's not facing over here, back to the hip. You're going to reach both arms up, bend at the hip, so not at your thoracic spine, up, and bend forward fold, and just grab hold of your toes if you can. If not, scarf or a strap also helps, okay? So forward fold and just hold. Take some deep breaths. Really stretch. Good. Bring yourself back up. Fold from the hips. Arms above your head. Good. And relax. Now swap the legs round. Arms above, so immediately you'll want to be facing this way. So draw yourself into here. Arms above your head. Fold from the hips. Reach forward. Deep breaths in and out. Just try and cool down the body. Good. Hands above your head. Lift yourself up. Good. Now we're just going to practice seeing if we can do it with both legs. Said you can use a strap if you want to. Hands up above your head. Bend the hips and reach forward. And just hold. Relax the shoulders. Nice deep breath. Bend up. Good. Now we're going to come into a standing position. And we're just going to finish with a couple of roll downs. So hands on top of the thighs, tilt the pelvis and just roll yourself down. Just see if you can get a little bit further. Is everything feeling a bit stretched? Bend the knees. Just let the head dangle. Then straighten the legs, come up to 90 degrees. Relax the shoulders, move them away from your ears. And then bend forward again. Fold yourself in. One last time, extend the knees. Up to 90, relax the shoulders away from the ears again. And back down. grab hold of your elbows, and then just a nice figure of 8 movement. Good, hands back on the floor, slowly roll yourself back up. Sink the shoulders down. And there we have it, a couple of Pilates more advanced movements to go through. If there's any that you struggle with, give me a message and I can send you down the breakdown. But if not, I look forward to seeing you